Hello, I am Kira the Scrivener, and today I'm getting my vlog. It is the very early morning of the 10th of September. I'm downstairs making tea because it's tea, and I love it so much. And it's making lots of noises because there's water that's spilled on the thing. But, I am almost done A Son of Achilles. It's one that I've been working on for just over a month. I took a break during the POC-a-thon, and then I'm just getting back into it, nearing the end. We're right in the middle of the Trojan War, and it's so brilliant. I'm really enjoying the fact that she's changing some from how the Odyssey and the Iliad take place, but I'm really enjoying the changes. And even though I thought it would play out some different ways, I'm really enjoying the fact that we're really getting to the precipice of the change and how things are about to go down a lot. And I just find that, like, even though it's not that long of a book, I feel like it takes me so long because there's so much that happens in each and every chapter. There's so much, like, jam-packed beauty and, like, reverence and, like, okay, like, 3 years passed, but, like, so much has changed and developed, and there's so many of these, like, just big philosophical questions about life and morality and the descriptions. The only thing that I still don't like about her is the way that she treats women. There's so many sentences that, like, of course there's the talking about the misogyny and the treatment of women isn't a bad thing, but, like, the way that she does it is never, like, against it, you know. And I get it, or the morality of Patroclus, but, like, I guess, like, it's you know, in this way, this is just a normal part of society, but, like, I still wish for some kind of narrative way that, like, the way that women being raped was talked about was, like, less flowery, less beautiful. It was more just not just so blasé. It just really bothers me. And there's just a part that just went through more protection of a woman, which is, like, it's only ever matters if it's personal, and that's kind of the same thing about in Circe as well. And I just think that rape and attempted rape is just used way too casually in her books, and I just don't like it. Anyways, my tea is ready, so goodbye for now. So I am finished after all of this time. I have conquered this book. I am so emotional. I just had to wash off all the makeup from me crying. I think that this book, in most things, just kind of completely transfixed me. In so many elements, it's just so well written. Her metaphor, her story, everything that Madeline Miller writes is extraordinarily well crafted. It took her 10 years to write this book, I just started the author note, and then I haven't finished it yet. But author notes are, like, way underrated. Such a great element. And also, like, and then she took, another, like, 5 years or something, 5 years or so to write Circe, and I like the fact that she gives it that time. I just wish that she treated women better, and in the end there's a slight redemption for the conversation around rape in this book, but it still just does not make me comfortable. There's a very, like, uncomfortable, terrible scene near the end as well. There's two. There's one that's, they're both uncomfortable to read, but one is it actually takes back the prettiness of her writing and just gives you the raw emotions of the feelings of sexual violence. And I really appreciate that, because I find that so often she just brushes it over with her beautiful writing, which is so evocative and wonderful, but in that moment it's not always needed. I think that it needs sometimes to be a step back. But overall, I just adore this book so much. I think that it's so well crafted. It takes over 18, 19, well, no, in the end, probably, like, over 20 years, and yet it's, like, 367 pages, and it's so live. Like, it never feels like it's brushed over or anything like that. It's just absolutely brilliant. I highly, highly recommend it. But if you are sensitive to sexual violence, then I would advise not picking it up. When you have that moment when you look at yourself and you're like, how the heck did my hair end up like this? Okay, I'm a bunch of the way through, as in, like, I'm still meandering through, annotating everything and writing whole things at the end of chapters, reflecting on You're Not a Country, Africa, because it's just so good. Pius Anasemi, he's always challenging me and always making me think, and the last one was about religion and about pluralism and the way that we look at the world, and it was very interesting and made me think about a lot of things. Out of there. The thing that I really appreciate about Pius Anaseni is that he's constantly teaching me things through the book. Like, I feel like I'm learning in every sentence, in every paragraph, in every chapter. I have so much to think about and gnaw around, and right now he's talking about philosophy and the responsibilities of that, and it starts off the chapter talking about, like, how red lights, like kind of make you think about why civil right and identity and the ability to follow laws is like a philosophical thing, and how the advancement of Africa and often ignores the fact that like we need action instead of writing, but every governance is always founded on the history and the stances of philosophy that has come before and dictates that, and that how philosophers are rebels because they question the past and where their family comes from or their nation comes from, and also sometimes contemporary. Hello. So living with chronic pain is not very fun. So I've had a really bad day today. After I had a very good day yesterday. Yesterday was a great day. I got to help out at a good green place where we really just did a lot for minimal waste, and it was really great. I got to hang out with some friends, and I had a few coffee dates and stuff like that with friends catching up after a long time, and it was a great day. And as a result, my day-to-day is pretty much all rest. I wanted to do some things, I had plans, and I just didn't feel up to doing anything, which is always really disappointing as someone who deals with chronic pain, learning to adjust to the fact that you can't spend, 10 hours spending time with people the day before and standing and doing things the next day you won't be able to walk. And that's not something that's fun to adjust to, but I really want to be authentic here, and I really want to be a voice, because I sometimes feel bad because I talk about the fact that I have chronic pain and then I only ever film when I'm having a good day, so you never see that aspect of it. And I think that invisible disabilities are something that's really important to talk about. So I'm probably going to spend the majority of the time in bed. I have Country Africa here, and I also have Rebecca. So I'm going to read those today and try to get a bunch of reading done. So I'm a little heartbroken right now. I've been reading Country Africa by Pius Semi, and this is a book that I really, really adored. I started last August, and then school and everything, it took me almost a year to get back into reading it in large portions again. I read parts of it throughout the year, but never in large points. And Pius Semi completely spellbound me with his intelligence, the way that he really just has a love for literature, a love for relevance, and constantly brings other people's thoughts and feelings and experiences and just all of these things. They're just brilliant. And he talks about philosophy and politics and identity and world and all of these things so beautifully and so widely, and I really appreciate that. And his satiricalness and satire and sarcasm is funny even in dark things, and yet very poignant. And I researched a lot about him as a man when I first started reading the book, and I really enjoyed doing that. I really appreciated I found out that he's a teacher at the University of Carleton, where many of my friends go to. I grew up in Ottawa, so I was always like really happy about that. And then I was just doing some more research as I'm coming to the conclusion of this book. I only have a few chapters left, and I found out that he died in March. I've always referred to him in present tense because I hadn't looked him up again when I started rereading it, and it's so weird to have begun a book when someone was alive and in their 40s and not really near death you'd expect, and to finish it and know that he was dead. And this is not the final one of his works, but that he wouldn't be producing anything more. I was really excited. He does have other things that he has read, that he has wrote, and I want to read them. But I'm a little heartbroken right now to realize that he and this great brain of him and writing will not be more in this world. So this is some very bright sun in my face. I'm currently at the library. I'm really, really excited because I got The Witch Doesn't Burn, this one, which is the only one of like Amanda Lovelace's like The Women Are Stronger or whatever poetry books I have not read yet. I read the first and the last, and then I also got Dark Dawn. I am so excited, and I need to finish the books that I'm currently reading, but like I just really want to read this right now. And I can't wait. Also on audiobook, I have been a very good day on audiobook in the last like 24 hours. I have read Ella Enchanted, Tuck Everlasting. Oh, I finished the Arctic Instant by Artemis Fowl, or Artemis Fowl by Ian Colfer. And I read Lanny of the Distant Sea, and now I'm partway through Crazy Rich Asians. Okay, all of those are mostly middle grade books that are like really short, and I listened to them on 3 times, so they're only like an hour or so for me to listen to.
and I was just like writing and doing other stuff and cleaning and all of that when I was doing it. I wasn't just, but loved all of them. Like the Artemis Fowl one, I wasn't a huge fan of. I really love the world, but I just can't connect to Artemis as a person. I think that he's a really ingenious main character, but like for some reason I just don't get like very involved in the actual going ons of it. Tuck Everlasting and Ella Enchanted were both amazing. I really, really loved them. They're ones that I've watched the movies before, but the books are stellar and I really recommend them. I probably will do book reviews for both of them. And then Lanny of the Distant Sea, also incredible. I might do something for that. I think it's really good. It's a new release and I just saw it at the library and I was like, someone like right in front of me. And I was like, this seems interesting. And now I want to read all of her books. It was just beautiful and mystical and like everything was intertwined and everything was original myths and I'm just so impressed by it. Filipino middle grade inspired novel that was just amazing. And then Crazy Rich Asians is actually surprising me how much I'm liking it. I don't love contemporary that much, but I really love like family dynamics and all of that and omniscient narrator, so I was excited going into this and I'm being pleasantly surprised, so I'll catch in with you later. Hello, this is Kira from the future. I was originally not going to end the vlog here, but I just decided that I had a lot more footage than I actually realized, so I'm going to be ending it here. Thank you so much for joining me during this time. Feel free to subscribe, comment, and like. Tell me which books you feel I should have had different ratings for, or you'd like to hear more about, anything like that. Which books have you been reading and enjoying? And I look forward to all of that very soon. Have a fantastic day and happy reading, and I will see you soon.